Ever found yourself caught in a mental tug of war, wondering if your thoughts are spiritual guidance or merely ego-driven? This query, my friends, isn't as cryptic as it sounds. In fact, it's a common internal conflict many of us encounter. Distinguishing between the whispers of our spirit and the clamor of our ego can be a nuanced process, yet it's a pivotal one. It's about choosing clarity over confusion, peace over turmoil, and authenticity over pretense. It's about aligning with our higher self and fostering our inner wisdom. It's about evoking positive emotions and resonating with universal truths. It's about connecting to a higher purpose and discerning through mindfulness. It's about testing the guidance we receive against our long-term goals and values. So, are you ready to embark on this profound exploration? To distinguish between your spiritual guidance and the whispers of your ego? Dive into this profound exploration to distinguish between your spiritual guidance and the whispers of your ego. Ever noticed how some thoughts bring a sense of peace, while others stir up chaos? This dichotomy is a key indicator of whether you're receiving spiritual guidance or if you're being driven by your ego. When you're in tune with your spirit, you'll often find that guidance feels clear, direct, and consistent over time. There's a certain tranquility that comes with it, like the still surface of a calm lake. It's a voice that aligns with your deepest core values and brings with it an inner peace that feels like coming home. Imagine walking on a path bathed in soft sunlight, each step resonating with the rhythm of your heart. You know where you're heading because the journey feels right. This is what spiritual guidance feels like. It's a consistent, peaceful presence that guides you towards your true path. Now contrast this with ego-driven thoughts. These can be erratic, like a leaf caught in a gust of wind, tossed this way and that with no clear direction. They're often conflicted, filled with fear, doubt, or influenced by external pressures. It's like trying to navigate in a storm with a broken compass. Ego-driven thoughts are like quicksand. The more you struggle with them, the deeper you sink. They can create a state of inner turmoil, a constant tug of war between what you think you should do and what your ego wants you to do. It's essential to remember that your ego isn't inherently bad. It's a part of you, but it shouldn't be the part that's steering the ship. Your spirit, on the other hand, is your true compass, giving you clear and consistent guidance. So, how do you tell the difference? Look for the peace, look for the consistency, look for the alignment with your core values. These are the hallmarks of spiritual guidance. But what if you're feeling conflicted? Well, that's where the real work begins. It's about learning to quiet the ego and listen to the spirit. This isn't always easy, but with practice, you can learn to discern between these two voices. Remember, the voice of your spirit tends to instill calmness, not confusion. So in the midst of chaos, seek clarity and consistency, and you'll find your spirit guiding you home. Your emotions can be a powerful guide in distinguishing between spirit and ego. This is an insight that many spiritual seekers come to realize on their journey. But what does it mean in practice? Let's delve deeper. Imagine two different scenarios. In the first one, you're feeling a sense of calm, love, and peace. There's a warmth in your heart, a soft smile on your face. You feel aligned, balanced, in tune with the world around you. This is often how it feels when you're receiving spiritual guidance. The messages from the spirit tend to evoke these positive emotions, acting like a soothing balm to our often chaotic inner worlds. They bring a sense of tranquility, a feeling of being at home. They harmonize with our core values, our deepest desires, and our true selves. Now think of a different scenario. You're feeling restless, anxious, perhaps even a little fearful. There's a knot in your stomach, a tension in your shoulders. Your thoughts are running a mile a minute, chasing after this worry or that concern. This is often the emotional tone of ego-driven thoughts. They're erratic, conflicted, charged with negative emotions like fear, jealousy, or pride. They may seem persuasive, powerful even, but they often leave us feeling drained, disconnected, and out of sync with our true selves. The contrast between these two emotional landscapes is stark, isn't it? And yet, we often find ourselves oscillating between them, sometimes within the span of a single day or even a single hour. The key is to become more attuned to these emotional shifts, to pay attention to how we're feeling in any given moment. Are we feeling calm and peaceful or anxious and conflicted? Are our emotions pointing us towards love and compassion or towards fear and doubt? By becoming more mindful of our emotional states, we can start to discern whether the thoughts and ideas arising within us are coming from a place of spirit or ego. We can begin to navigate our inner worlds with more clarity, more wisdom, and more compassion for ourselves. So, the next time you're wrestling with a decision or seeking guidance, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Tune into your emotions. Listen to the emotional undertones of your thoughts. They often reveal their true source. Your higher self knows your truth. Can you hear its whispers? In this dance of life, we often juggle between the cacophony of the world and the symphony of our soul. The guidance that resonates with our higher self, our truest essence, is the one that stems from our spirit. This guidance doesn't seek applause or approval. It doesn't strive for control or dominance. Instead, it whispers softly, nudging us towards personal growth, kindness, and authenticity. Imagine a seed. Its higher self is the magnificent tree it is destined to be. The Spirit's guidance is like the sun, the rain, and the fertile soil, encouraging the seed to sprout, to grow, to bloom into its fullest potential. It's a gentle force that aligns with our core values, our dreams, our purpose. It's our compass, pointing us towards our true north. On the other hand, ego-driven thoughts can stem from a desire for validation, recognition, or control. The ego is like a mask we wear, a role we play, often shaped by societal expectations and pressures. It's a voice that can be quite persuasive, often convincing us to pursue paths that might not align with our authentic self. It's like a mirage, enticing but ephemeral, offering temporary gratification but potentially leading us astray from our true path. The key here is not to demonize the ego, for it too has its role to play. However, it's crucial to recognize when it's the ego driving our thoughts and actions, and when it's our spirit guiding us. It's like learning to distinguish between the noise and the music, the chatter and the wisdom. Remember, your higher self is your most authentic self. It's the you that is unburdened by societal constructs, unfiltered by expectations, untamed by conventions. It's the you that is connected with the universe, the you that is uniquely and beautifully you. And your spirit's guidance is the beacon that illuminates your path towards this authenticity, towards this truth. Your spirit's guidance is a beacon towards authenticity. Listen to its whispers, follow its lead, and witness the unfolding of your highest potential. The loudest voice is not always the wisest. Have you noticed this in your thoughts? In our journey of spiritual growth, we often encounter two distinct voices. One is the quiet whisper of intuition, the other, a loud and demanding ego. It's like a conversation between two parts of ourselves, with each trying to guide us in its own way. Spiritual guidance often comes as a hushed intuition, a gut feeling, a quiet knowing. It's like a soft breeze, gentle yet profound, carrying the wisdom of our inner self. It doesn't clamor for attention, but waits patiently, whispering its wisdom in the silence of our hearts. It aligns with our inner truth, our core values, and our higher purpose. Think of a time when you had a subtle feeling about something, a quiet nudge that guided you towards a particular decision. That, my friends, is the voice of your spirit, your quiet intuition. It is serene and peaceful, like a tranquil lake reflecting the moonlight. It speaks softly, yet carries a profound wisdom that resonates with our innermost being. On the other hand, ego-driven thoughts can be loud, boisterous, and demanding. They shout and clamor for attention, like a storm raging in our minds. These thoughts are often motivated by external validation, a desire to prove ourselves, or a need to control outcomes. They can be erratic, inconsistent, and driven by fear, doubt, or external pressures. The ego often paints a picture of urgency, pushing us to act quickly without giving us a chance to reflect. It's like a noisy marketplace, filled with the clamor of countless voices, each trying to sell its own version of reality. The ego's voice can be so loud that it drowns out the quiet whisper of our intuition, making it hard for us to hear our inner guidance. Navigating through the noise of the ego can be challenging, but remember, the loudest voice is not always the wisest. Amidst the clamor of ego-driven thoughts, the quiet wisdom of your spirit remains. It's a matter of tuning in, of quieting the mind and listening to the subtle whispers of your intuition. Tune into the quiet wisdom of your spirit amidst the clamor of the ego. Does your guidance resonate with universal truths and direct you towards a higher purpose? One of the beautiful aspects of spirit guidance is its alignment with universal wisdom. This wisdom, which spans across cultures and generations, holds timeless truths about the nature of our existence and the interconnectedness of all life. When we tap into our spirit guidance, we often find ourselves embracing these universal principles, promoting harmony, kindness, and the well-being of all. Think about it. Have you ever felt an inner urge to extend compassion, to stand for justice, or to create something that would benefit not just you, but others as well. These impulses often stem from spirit guidance, whispering to us the age-old wisdom of unity and love. In contrast, ego-driven thoughts can be narrowly focused. They may center on personal gain, recognition, or superiority, often without considering the broader impact. While it's not inherently wrong to seek personal success and happiness, when these desires are solely rooted in ego, they can lead to actions that may not serve the greater good. Now let's move to the concept of a higher purpose. Spirit guidance often directs us towards a purpose that transcends our personal desires and achievements. It's about contributing to something larger than ourselves, serving others, and making a positive impact in the world. This sense of purpose provides a deep fulfillment and meaning that purely ego-driven pursuits may struggle to match. Ego-driven thoughts, on the other hand, may prioritize personal desires or achievements without considering the broader impact. They might push you towards short-term gratification, but at the expense of long-term fulfillment and growth. So how do we navigate this? It's about tuning in, listening to that quiet voice within. It's about recognizing whether our motivations are aligned with universal wisdom and a higher purpose, or whether they are driven by the limiting confines of ego. Remember, this isn't about demonizing the ego. It's about recognizing its influence and choosing to heed the gentle, compassionate guidance of our spirit that echoes universal truths and serves a higher purpose. Your spirit's guidance often echoes universal truths and serves a higher purpose. Mindfulness can be a powerful tool in distinguishing between your spirit's guidance and your ego's whispers. When we talk about mindfulness, we're talking about cultivating a heightened sense of awareness. It's about observing your thoughts, emotions, and feelings without judgment or attachment. This practice allows you to recognize the subtle nuances of guidance that comes from within. Imagine your thoughts as a constantly flowing river. Mindfulness is like sitting on the riverbank, watching the water flow by. Some thoughts are like leaves, gently floating on the surface. Others are like stones, creating ripples and disturbances. By observing your thoughts in this way, you can start to notice patterns and distinguish between those that resonate with your spirit and those driven by your ego. But how do we do this in practice? Start by creating a space for quiet reflection. This could be through meditation, journaling, or simply taking a few moments of silence each day. As you sit in this space, pay attention to your thoughts. Notice how they make you feel. Are they creating a sense of peace and alignment with your core values? Or are they stirring up feelings of fear, doubt, or conflict? Remember, your spirit's guidance often feels clear, direct, and consistent. It aligns with universal truths and promotes the well-being of all. On the other hand, ego-driven thoughts can be erratic, conflicted, and often rooted in fear or a desire for external validation. Now let's talk about testing the guidance. This is about considering the consequences of your thoughts and how they align with your long-term goals and values. Ask yourself, if I follow this thought, where will it lead me? Does it align with my true nature and higher purpose, or does it stem from a desire for control, recognition, or personal gain? Spiritual guidance often directs us towards a sense of service to others and resonates with our higher self. It encourages personal growth, kindness, and authenticity. Conversely, ego-driven thoughts may prioritize personal desires or achievements without considering the broader impact. Testing the guidance isn't about making snap judgments or decisions. It's about taking a step back, reflecting on your thoughts, and considering their potential outcomes. It's about aligning your actions with your values and your greater purpose. In this journey of discernment, remember to be patient with yourself. It's not about achieving perfection, but about continually striving for self-awareness and growth. It's about learning to listen to the whispers of your spirit amidst the noise of the ego. So cultivate mindfulness and test your guidance. Embrace the process of discernment and self-awareness. Remember, it's not a one-time event, but a continual practice. It's about learning to navigate the complex landscape of your inner world, distinguishing between the echoes of ego and the gentle nudges of your spirit. Cultivate mindfulness and test your guidance. It's a continual practice of self-awareness and discernment. Distinguishing between spiritual guidance and ego-driven thoughts is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. We've explored the nuances that separate the two. The spirit's guidance is often clear, consistent, and evokes positive emotions. It aligns with your higher self, resonating with quiet intuition, universal wisdom, and a higher purpose. On the other hand, the ego's influence can be erratic, fueled by fear or doubt, and accompanied by negative emotions. It may not resonate with your true self, and its loud, demanding voice often seeks external validation or personal gain. Remember, mindfulness and self-awareness are your allies on this journey. By observing your thoughts without attachment, you can discern their source. Test the guidance you receive, considering its consequences and alignment with your long-term goals and values. Regular reflection, meditation, and cultivating a connection to your inner self can enhance your ability to distinguish between these two forces. May your journey of discernment lead you to the wisdom of your spirit and away from the illusions of the ego.